It's been 17 long years since the Pistons won a home playoff game. Detroit looks to change that today at Little Caesars Arena and even its series with the Knicks in the 3-6 matchup in the Eastern Conference. Welcome to Game 4. New York up 2-1. Jalen Brunson, the hero of the Game 3 win here Thursday. He and Karl Anthony Towns combined for 61 points. But can they stop budding superstar Cade Cunningham and the Pistons here in Game 4? Winner of this series plays either Boston or Orlando. Celtics up 2-1. Cleveland trying to sweep Miami tomorrow. Game 4, Pacers and Bucks later tonight. And hi everybody, Dave Pasch, Tim Legler, and Katie George. Well, Jalen Brunson lives for these moments, doesn't he, Isaiah? You know all about that, Zeke. Jalen Brunson's at his best when the game is on the line, and we saw that on full display here in Game 3.
Oh, we definitely did. Listen, true stars find a way to get it done when their teams need it most. Jalen Brunson has proven that. And if the game is tight today in the fourth quarter, we know where the ball is going to be. Jalen Brunson has no problem deciding matters, and you see what he's done in the first 3 fourth quarters of this series. More than 12 points in each of those, and every one of those points important for the Knicks as they have now taken a 2-1 lead in this series.
On the other side, the Pistons weren't supposed to be here. 14 wins last year, 44 this year. Cade Cunningham has lifted the spirits of this team, of this fan base, of this city as we look at our playoff tracker brought to you by Progressive.
Well, he has more than delivered in his first taste of the playoffs. 3 consecutive 20-point double-doubles of one variety or another. Cade Cunningham represents that maturity and poise that the Pistons young players need, and you may need to see Cade Cunningham at his very best to get this series even going back to New York.
Go on to win this series 95% of the time, so Detroit knows how important this is. Meanwhile, the Knicks having a block party looking to celebrate a win. This presentation of the NBA playoffs will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
ESPN Bet Sportsbook has you covered this NBA playoffs. Live bet your favorite teams. Get daily profit boosts and tail exclusive picks from Stephen A. Smith. Right now you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Sign up with promo code HOOPS.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs presented by Google. Game 4, Knicks, Pistons, New York up 2-1. It's the first round presented by ESPN Bet Sportsbook. One of the most anticipated games in the history of Little Caesars Arena. The Pistons trying to even this best-of-7 first-round series with the Knicks. New York's last home playoff win came at the Palace in Auburn Hills, May 13th, 2008. The starting lineups brought to you by Capital One. This starting 5 played the most minutes together in the NBA during the regular season and here in the playoffs. Brunson, Bridges, who's playing his 599th straight game. Hart, Anunoby, who will guard Cade Cunningham and Karl Anthony Towns. For the Pistons, Cunningham, his 4th NBA season. An all-star this year, 23 years old. Another young standout, and Asar Thompson and Jalen Duren, and veterans Tim Hardaway Jr. and Tobias Harris. Hardaway at 24 points in Game 3 to help keep the Pistons in the game.
Well, the emotion and the physicality is here early. Everything that we expected. Cade Cunningham knows he's going to have to deliver today for the Pistons to even the series.
Game as opposed to 10 during the regular season. And Miles McBride gives the Knicks a 12-point lead late in the first. When you think about NBA toughness and physicality, you often think about these two teams from the 80s and 90s. They had some terrific series back then, the Pistons and the Knicks. Many of the NBA's biggest stars played for one of these two franchises, and many of them are here, including the great Patrick Ewing, 11-time All-Star, Isaiah Thomas, Ben Wallace, Mr. Big Shot, the current head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, here as well. Comes to an end, the Knicks leading by 10. Karl Anthony Towns with his first 3 of the game. 1 of 5 triples for the Knicks. The Pistons had no threes in that first quarter. Timeout on the floor with the Knicks up 11.
Well, somebody needed to open the floodgates. Tim Hardaway Jr. finally gets one to go. Despite bobbling the basketball, Pistons right now trying to hold on. Stunting like his daddy out there.
Time for today's home court advantage, brought to you by Homes.com. What a turnaround for the Pistons. A 30-win increase from a year ago. The only team to triple their win total in an 82-game season in NBA history. 6th largest win increase overall ever. And the largest win increase by a team with the NBA's worst record in a previous season. And I didn't know you had that in your game, what you said going to break about Daddy. Over the limit.
Well, nothing's gone much right for the Pistons offensively today. Kate Cunningham trying to finish off the half with a flurry.
New York Knicks, as we look at today's driven performance, brought to you by Duncan.
Well, they're making Detroit's life miserable on this end. Everything contested. Some of it carelessness on the part of the Pistons, but to this point, the Knicks holding them to 33% shooting, 12 turnovers, and most importantly, only one made three.
Detroit trailed by as many as 16, was just 2 for 16 from 3, but they closed the half with a flurry, including this alley-oop to Asar Thompson, and the Pistons back in it. Halftime in Game 4, 7-point lead for the Knicks.
NBA First Round, presented by ESPN Bet Sportsbook, is brought to you by Google, proud sponsor of the NBA, and Burger King. At BK, have it your way. You rule.
Welcome back to the NBA playoffs, presented by Google in Midtown Detroit for first round action, presented by ESPN Bet Sportsbook. The Detroit Pistons trying to even this first round best of 7 series at 2 games apiece. They had an 11-2 run over the final minute and 49 seconds to climb back within 7 of the Knicks. Now let's listen into some sounds of the game. Can the Knicks go up 3-1 in this best of 7? They haven't won back-to-back road games in a playoff series since 1999. Dave Pasch, Tim Legler, Katie George. Feels like a time machine game going back to the 80s and 90s when these two teams met. Both teams around 35% shooting, very physical, poor three-point shooting, but Detroit showing signs of life now.
Their defense fought and kept them in the game and allowed their offense to catch up, and that's what you saw at the close of that half. Detroit finally able to get some momentum offensively. One of the things you love about playing at home, want the crowd to get into it. They didn't give them much reason to until that last flurry.